welcome and thank you so much for being here today. I brought you to the bank of the creek. It is getting a little bit dark. The sun is going down. It's almost over the mountain over there. So let's dive in, not literally, but into the energy and get you a little clarity. We're going to start with the divine truth and straight out of the gate, right at the forefront here, see what's going on in a certain relationship, person you're thinking about, or a little insight on what's coming in. This is a timeless and collective reading, so see what feels like it resonates, like it fits, and always follow and trust that divine guidance that's in you, to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe, because the answer is in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so your decisions are sound, based in love for the highest and greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's see what God, source, Holy Spirit, Christ, consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love are for the highest, greatest good of all. What would be the opening, most helpful message, helpful for you to know on the current situation going on? Somebody's missing you. Aw, somebody's walking away from this nebula of color and energy into that darkness. It's like their heart's crying. The farther they get away from you, the more they miss you. This might be somebody you're thinking about, but this might be somebody totally different. For some of you, I feel like this could be somebody from like way in the past. I see somebody looking at, I don't know, I actually see like an old photo album. So maybe this is somebody from like elementary school, high school. Maybe it's somebody looking at old photos in their phone or on their social media, something like that. I feel like somebody's reminiscing about a very specific moment or time that they shared with you. Yeah, somebody's heart is really missing you. I feel like somebody is upset right now. We may not be together right now, but my heart misses you dearly. For some of you, I feel like somebody had to, I hear go away, but I see somebody having to travel, maybe move. Maybe for some of you, this was a separation that happened after college or something like that. I feel like somebody's in an area now, and whatever they're doing, you're not there. It's like you're what's missing. So it's not that it's all bad wherever they are, whether that's just their everyday environment or a brand new town, but I feel like this person is looking at like the movies or that coffee shop, or I don't know, something funny that happens passing by and wishing you were there to share it with. That's sweet, and it's sad. I feel like this person is sad. So let's see. Let's get another message. That's not the highest note to start the reading with. But maybe some of you are missing somebody too, and you're wondering if they're missing you. They are. So what else? Well, in that space without you, it looks like maybe going into that darkness, maybe the dark night of the soul, or maybe even around energies that are very different from that vibration of the nebula, the star, the universe that is you. Somebody is opening up their mind and seeing many different facets of a situation more clearly. Somebody's being enlightened. I mean, that's really, really powerful. This is somebody who recognizes that you always told them the truth. Maybe for some of you, even if that was harsh. I'm kind of getting more raw than harsh. I just heard no beating around the bush. Like you just, maybe some of you just kind of say it like it is. Maybe it's even deep conversations that you and somebody have had. And I feel like somebody, I don't know. It's like I heard put their thinking cap on, but I just had the weirdest vision. You know, like the old school, I don't know if you guys remember, like those weird ass caps you got at like the drugstore when you would like frost your hair. I don't even know if they sell that anymore. And you do like the at-home highlights and you pull these little hairs through the cap. It makes your head look all cray-cray. I kind of see that. So maybe there was holes in the situation before, but instead of somebody pulling out their hair, you know, I guess no pun intended, it's like these crystal formations are coming out instead. That was a really interesting visual, and I'm kind of happy I got to see that, although it was so weird, and now you get to see it too. The truth has been illuminated, and I can't hide from what you have shown me. I am getting that you had a better way for somebody to try or do something than the way they were doing it, but maybe that came through as constructive criticism that was kind of just taken the wrong way, or somebody just didn't see your side of why that would be a good idea. I feel like somebody is actually trying what they didn't want to. I am getting a stubborn energy, what they didn't want to do before. It's like I'm getting like, you can't tell me what to do. So I feel like you weren't really trying to tell somebody what to do. You were just kind of throwing that suggestion out there. Hey, maybe it would be a little easier if you tried that, like try it like this or something like that. I feel like this person tried that, whatever that is, and they're like, damn, the collective was right. I should have done that months ago. So, what's interesting? All right, let's see. I am getting that there's something about this person's hairs standing up on the back of their neck. Maybe they're tapping into energies. But I just saw like, this is my dance space. That is your dance space. Maybe this person is starting to feel like, I don't know, when people are close enough in their space, they can really feel their energy, but that might be both discernment for amazeballs energy and maybe even weird energy. So let's see, what else would be helpful for you to know right now? There you go. This person's definitely tapping into energy. You probably had some weird conversations with this person. Maybe this person was, you know, on an enlightened path before. Maybe you just kind of showed them a different facet. I feel like somehow you combined your wisdoms together though. If this person just was not into spirituality at all, they are now. I am getting a little bit of that really annoying energy when you try to talk to somebody and say, hey, you know, how about this? And they just don't hear it. And then all of a sudden they hear it from someone else and they heard it. That's like really annoying, but maybe that's what happened for some of you. Your intuition scares me. How much do you really know about me? I'm also getting your hair standing up, or you getting energy, you know, imprints all of a sudden. If for some of you, you're going about your day and you're perfectly dandy, and all of a sudden you feel this wave of overwhelming emotion, I don't think it's you. I feel like you are also learning to separate your own energy, you know, consciously think like, where was that? What was that feeling that came out of nowhere when I was just shopping at the grocery store? And I feel like you're getting almost like a flash of who it is that you are picking up on. I also, there's all these crystals here. I am getting that you were right about something, and maybe that was just someone's behavior, situation. I feel like there was somebody who got to witness. I just thought of that Sarah McLachlan song. Make me a witness, take me out of darkness, out of doubt, a long way down with good intentions. Ooh, that's such a good song. Yeah, maybe your intentions were always good, but I feel like this person witnessed some weird stuff that happened to you, whether that was synchronicity or things that actually came true, prophetic energy, something like that. So maybe this person didn't, like, they kind of believed it, but the witness to it was bigger than just seeing something on a video. They were like, no, that actually happens a lot with you. So, and I feel like this person is having their own little miracles happen in their own life too. I I think I just heard a song by the Monkees. Daydream Believer, that might not be the Monkees, but Daydream Believer, or Make Me a Believer, something like that. Let's get another one. Clarify, Missing You, Psychic, and Enlightenment. What is another energy going on with the person thinking about the collective right now? Please and thank you. There's another message. Oh, well, they're missing you and expect them to text you soon. So if you haven't heard from a certain person in a long time, this is going to come out of nowhere. For some of you, maybe it's you having a psychic impression or emotional imprint on somebody and you get an aha moment. Maybe it's just sending a text out. I feel like it's kind of like you're not, I feel like some of you aren't even expecting a response, but you will get a response. And I feel like if somebody is busy, because I kind of see somebody at work where they can't actually respond, but I feel like they're sitting there thinking about what they want to say, or just really excited they saw your name. And I feel like that's going to open up a lot of communication, because this person is now or soon going to keep looking at their phone, even if they can't respond, hoping that you sent them something, even if it's just a little emoji here. So maybe you're going to have some interesting text conversations as well. I would say if it starts text, try to get that to the old school phone line so you can at least hear this person's voice. Maybe a video call. But I see these two people off of their computer and actually looking at each other face to face. That's a song too. My sister and I call that song Mr. Furball. I think it's Daft Punk. It's not called Mr. Furball. We can't quite understand what they say. Mr. Furball. I don't know. If you know what it is, it's called Face to Face. That's at the bottom as well. So, I mean, if you're best friends or we're best friends with someone, whether that was a long time ago, a year ago, or 3 weeks ago, and they haven't heard from you, that's probably why they really miss you. So for some of you, this might not be a love situation. Maybe this is somebody who's your bestie. It could also be that for some of you, I feel like for some of you, all right, totally different group of you here, or a different situation in your life. If some of you have a new person coming in your life, I feel like you're going to have some weird conversations right away. You're going to go down that rabbit hole together. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this person's just as weird as me, or they're at least open-minded enough to listen to it. And I do feel like maybe it starts with some texting, but for some of you, maybe you don't realize how close a friendship this is going to be. For some of you, this might be the old combo of friends and lovers. And that's a really nice foundation to start with. We share everything with one another. You get me? If there is distance or lack of communication that happened between you and this person, if it's somebody that you know, you could tell them anything and you know a lot about them too, and that stopped or something happened for whatever reason is, I mean, that's why this person is wishing you were there to, talk about their day, call you up when a weird gwinky dink happens in their life and you're the only one that'll understand that situation. Because I do feel like there's something kind of spiritual and kind of exciting that they do want to tell you. But maybe this person, if it's been a while, doesn't even know how to restart that conversation. I don't know. I just think of some of the people I've had in my life where I've had years where I didn't see them. Sometimes they move to a totally different country or across the United States. And for some reason, when we get back together, it's almost like no time went by. It's pretty amazing. So maybe this is somebody like that. A timeless friendship. We share everything with one another. You get me. that's a rare thing, you know, and that should be cherished, because for someone to like really get you and just accept you and just love you, love your quirks, love your weird, love your amazeballs and everything about you, that is a special connection. So I don't know what to do after that. Let's do an angel number. Let's see. What is an angel number helpful to, let's just sum all of this up. Psychic, texting, enlightenment, missing you, and besties. One angel number, please, and thank you. Ooh, the temperature just dropped, like all of a sudden. That was weird. Oh, I love this. This actually, I think if there's like these experiments they've done where they can actually measure the human frequency, energy, all that stuff. I'm not going to get into the statistics, but even more than love, authenticity is like that. It's such a huge energy to, yeah, I don't know. I want to say to document. When you believe what you say and you live your truth. So maybe that's why this person really misses you. They knew you were the real deal. You know, even if it was something they maybe didn't always want to hear, you always told them the truth. So maybe this person had some holes in there, since I'm looking at that weird like cap thing on. Maybe there were some holes in the story. They didn't completely tell you the whole truth before. I feel like they want to now. I feel like they regret if they didn't tell you something, because I feel like they should have known that you would have been the one to understand it, to understand them. Be yourself. I mean, that's just a really good message. Some people are gonna get you. Some people aren't. But pursue your passion and show your authentic self. Don't pay attention to what others are thinking of you. You believe in you. People can think whatever they want. The right ones are going to connect to you. The wrong ones are going to be annoyed or fall out of your world. You know, 'tis life. But I feel like there's nothing to apologize for if you're living your truth, especially if you're following your passion, man. If you're following your passion, you're on the road to your destiny. You are figuring out something about thriving that most people never even discover or even think to look for. I just hear the daily grind, or, you know, just like skating by. This is not that. This is where you're flying. I just see you like, you're like, no, skating is fun, but why skate when you can just fly? So let's get you a couple of extra messages. Let me dig in my little bag here and see what I got. All right, we're gonna go a little general here. I brought the tea leaf. So in between here, let's look at a couple of just general extra messages helpful for you today, current situation, things to be aware of. What would be helpful for the collective to know? You got a torch. Guess what that is? You got a double whammy here. So, extra bonus message is not only this person here, but also you are receiving these spiritual downloads. It's spiritual enlightenment. It's spiritual development. So if some of you already know that you're kind of psychic, you're going to be really psychic. You're going to have like those little miracles are going to get bigger for you. Enlightenment, and it's awareness. It's an understanding. I like to say that instead of understanding. It's coming from the core. I also feel like this has something to do with your passions here. Because if you got that torch and it's that light that's like, you know, firing up inside your soul, doesn't matter how dark your terrain is, you have, I just heard, the wisdom to see the next step. So Maybe it's also you passing that torch along. I don't know why I see like a, I don't know, what is that, like a, I guess a relay race, but now I feel like somebody's holding it up at the end. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit of a lighthouse energy. So maybe you, I'm getting kind of overall in general, but maybe too somebody very specific. We're always kind of like, you know, that North Star, or kind of like a lighthouse, you know, so if there's rocks or weird terrain, it's like, I don't know, there's guidance here. And if there is weird terrain, weird weather, weird, you know, rocks or mountains or obstacles or whatever that is, you're getting this spiritual lighthouse lit up pretty bright for you, so you can go around something differently than you, I actually heard could have in the past. That was interesting, instead of would have. So maybe some of you even had an obstacle on purpose. Maybe that was to gain some wisdom. Maybe that was to go through a situation to learn from it. I actually heard one more. So let's, this huge deck here, let's just get you one more. What is one more prominent message that would be helpful right now for the collective, please and thank you. Woo, these are hard to hold. It's a big deck of cards. One more, please and thank you. Woo! It flew down again. Oh, it's a spear. Okay, so this is, oh, we're going back to the beginning. This is feeling heartbroken over what you don't have anymore. Maybe this is just clarifying here. Maybe it's another double whammy, that somebody feels heartbroken that you're not in their energy, or they don't know if they can call you up. Or maybe for some of you, if it is that new person that, you know, you're starting to get really close to over here, maybe somebody is wishing they were the one with you. I mean, that really blows, but I do feel like if that is the case and you moved on and this person is really hurt from not getting to be the one to be with you, I do feel like they're going to handle their future relationships differently. I just heard the truth is so much easier. I feel like somebody, like, I see like, I see sand. So maybe it's the sands of time, or maybe somebody, I feel like somebody felt like they had to cover their tracks or something like that. If you're in this energy of authenticity, there's no need to cover your tracks because you leave your footprints there for all to see. So heartache over what you no longer have. But if there's someone or something that's no longer there, it's because there's something brighter and better that wants to come in for you. Because our lives are cycles. So let's go, well, no, let's do this. I did bring the soul's journey. So let's see what a lesson is right now. Now this could be your lesson, or this could be what somebody connected to you or was or will be is going through. What is a soul's journey lesson card? Helpful for the collective on the current situation. Peace. That's a beautiful lesson to be learning. Feeling at peace in yourself, feeling at peace that maybe something is no longer there, feeling at peace that you know Spirit is providing you something beautiful to come in. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. So this is empowering you to be the one to release your own negative thought patterns, people, places, things, cycles, situations, environments, whatever it is where it doesn't feel peaceful, or it's always draining you or confusing you, overwhelming you, and you choosing to be where you feel at peace. I feel like there's some place where you feel like you can just relax and be yourself. or that's where you will notice the most comfortability, I release all negative energy. I also feel like some of you are letting somebody go in peace, like letting somebody go, maybe that you don't even have closure with, and just wishing them the best, wishing them love and light. And for some of you, there is that it says you're a being of love. So if you have this loving energy, this authentic energy here, but there was anybody or any, area of your life that was negative, draining, lower vibration, didn't feel right, doesn't fit you anymore, it is okay to lovingly cut those strings of attachment or distance yourself completely, or as much as you can for some of you, and send that person love. But that doesn't mean that you need to be around any negative energies that are constraining or draining you. You can unconditionally love somebody from afar. So for some of you, that might be really hard, especially if you're I'm getting kind of used to being around somebody. But if you're starting to have this energy of enlightenment, and the people you're used to being around, you don't really feel the same way around anymore, it is okay to be strong and distance yourself. And I feel like it's not even necessarily for all of you a conversation. I'm not telling you to go ghosting somebody, but I kind of feel like it's sort of a natural disconnect. And for some of you, maybe it is a little clarity. Maybe for some of you, you just have to straight up say, like, I need some space. This isn't working out. I wish you the best. I'm going in a different direction, or please don't text me anymore. For some of you, if you got someone really weird, maybe it is, cutting that situation off. Everybody's situation is different, as is different dynamics and partnerships. So I feel like you're getting guidance on the situation, no matter what you do, but do pay attention to your gut, how you feel, how your body energetically feels about that decision. If you decide something because you're going to do it, and that's going to be the way you're going to keep on going, I don't know, like move on. But then it makes you feel weird that even if you, let's just say you're thinking of blocking somebody, right? But then you get that weird feeling like, what if they had something happen? Even if you're not spending a lot of time with this person, but if they needed you, or, something was going on, you would still like them to be able to contact you, then don't block that person, but just change how you respond, but for some of you, maybe you do need to do the old blockaroo. So I hope that was helpful. That was kind of different energies I'm getting. And I feel like you just need to trust yourself on that, because I see some of you doing something and really wanting to backtrack that decision. I feel like some of you are doing something impulsively, maybe even because it's in an emotional situation, but I do feel like your higher self is going to help redirect you in some manner, whatever that is. So let's go right to the tarot. I have two different tarot decks. I don't know if we should use them both, but let's maybe just pull a few. So this is the Tarot of the Black Rose. Let's get you a message or two. What is a message or two on the current? I heard status, but then I see you taking a step. Your next. So let's ask about your next step. What is the next step? Or what is the advice for your next step? Please and thank you. What's the advice for the next step? Is to go back to that clarity or enlightenment. For some of you, this is sometimes temptation. It's confusion, it's illusion, it's the Seven of Cups. So it's like, do you choose that cup? Do you choose that cup? Or this person is saying it would be this, and that person is saying it would be like that. That's where you have to trust yourself to know what's the best choice for you. Maybe somebody's like, that's the best cup up there. that one, I went for that one, changed my life. But maybe it changed that person's life, but that cup feels really weird when you pick it up. That's not your cup then. That was good for that person, but maybe not necessarily for you. Sometimes with the Seven of Cups, you do have to choose wrong to know what's right. Or somebody else had to choose wrong to recognize what is right or what doesn't compare. If somebody was in confusion, you know, it's that dreamy kind of energy. It's like smoke and mirrors when the Seven of Cups comes through. Then maybe you have to wait for that smoke to clear. Maybe you have to look at that true reflection of the mirror. If it's upside down, I feel like it is somebody looking at that pearl of wisdom there. And a pearl is created under pressure. Or is that a diamond? Either way, in a contained environment. I feel like something is opening up. And this is when somebody knows, either by process of elimination or making the wrong decision, or going with that inner knowing right away and knowing that, nope, that's the right choice. You're not even going to backtrack. No need to try anything else out when you know you have that beautiful pearl right there. There's something about a pearl here. There's a song by Savage Garden called Tears of Pearls, or Pearl of Tears, something like that. Maybe something in those lyrics. Let's ask about this Seven of Cups energy. It could also be somebody's kind of I'm getting like wishy-washy in their emotions. One day they feel one way, one day they feel another way. So maybe there is even a healing, because I see the Seven as a spiritual path. Maybe it's working through many emotions, but I'm getting this as more of a choice with this. I feel like somebody this is really weird. I feel like somebody was dangling an artificial carrot in front of the horse's, face, energetically speaking, or, however that works. Like, it's like somebody was dangling, because I saw the pearl, and I said something about a diamond, but I see like, I don't know, like real costume jewelry, turn your finger green, doesn't even look shiny for more than a day, like plastic fake diamond or something like that. But let's just take it back to the carrot. It's like, it's so close, it looks like it's so perfect, but somebody was never able to actually take a bite to know that that was fake or plastic or not a real offer. So it could be where somebody was like, no, try it again. And somebody was like going after something that was not right. And I feel like somebody finally got a hold of that plastic carrot and took a bite, and they're like, oh my God, it's not even real. Why was I chasing that the whole time? So I hope that's helpful for some of you. That could be a past situation. I kind of feel like it makes somebody feel like it. I just want to say it nice, like a dingbat. A little bit like a dingbat, like, oh, they should have known way sooner. But I feel like that would be somebody who now knows better. So clarify the Seven of Cups. Why is the Seven of Cups here? Because somebody is finding their balance. Somebody is tapping into their divine masculine and feminine, maybe a Sagittarius energy. I love this card. It's overall beautiful for me in its energy, because it is, if there's a lot of different emotions that you may have throughout the day, or you may have dealing with different people, or you may have, going through different circumstances, it's always finding your center, your balance. It's a rainbow after the storm here. It's angelic protection, and protection from the highest source of God and love and light that is always there as guidance for you. But it's also you having consciousness to tune into that masculine and feminine side of you. I feel like there's something about you always kept a secret that was really important for somebody. I'm not sure why I'm getting that, because there is a teapot there. So, it's like, oh, come on, spill the tea. And I feel like if you knew that somebody's, I don't know, they told you something and that was meaningful to them, you kept that tea to yourself. Temperance is balance. It's like ultimate balance. But if it's upside down, it could be somebody was imbalanced because they were always tottering, you know, in different directions because there was those smoke and mirrors, or because they were focusing their energy on lower vibrations that they are emerging or, you know, escalating out of, evolving out of. It would make something uncomfortable if your vibration is changing and it's different from what you were used to, and that is not changing with you. Temperance. At the bottom, you got the Two of Wands. So maybe this is a decision where somebody is choosing, I don't know, I heard spontaneous. And then I heard a passionate answer. Maybe somebody has a passionate answer for you. You're going back to that letter. Maybe for some of you, it's snail mail. Maybe you got a pen pal. Maybe it's an email. Maybe for some of you, if you were way, you know, off the scale or out of alignment before, part of getting in alignment is maybe writing down how you truly feel, even if that's just for yourself. But maybe for some of you, it is for somebody else. Two of Wands, you're getting the map. It's past that amazing, passionate energy that you gotta try something, and it's making the plans. You're like, you know what? I've always wanted to go to that place in the world. Book the ticket. Let's do it. I don't even know who's gonna work for me, but I'll figure it out. I got that ticket booked. You know, I'm going regardless. It's where you don't just keep looking at the map. You make that map closer to an experience. You know, you get in the car and you step on the gas. So it's expansion with the two. It's a different decision that expands you with the two. It could also be a partnership because it's a two. And I always see that as maybe it's two wands, two flames, maybe twin flame, but also really good business partners. Maybe also somebody you travel well with. There is something about, it's interesting, I saw the smoke and mirrors and there's that cigar there. Maybe somebody smokes cigars, maybe you don't like the smell of cigars. I don't know why I actually want to say Cuba. Maybe some of you connect to Cuba. There is a world here. So let's keep these, but go to the other tarot. Let me grab it. I'll be right back. Change my positions. I feel like my foot is falling asleep here. So let's clarify the tarot that came out with a different tarot deck. I have this Star-Kissed. So tell us about what came out first, that Seven of Cups. Why is the Seven of Cups here? Tell us about, whoa, that was quick. The Seven of Cups is here because somebody was confused about, I don't know, wasting too much time, or maybe even a lot of emotions wasted without just having a truthful, clear conversation. I feel like the Four of Cups is the, it's boring, it's complacency, it's missing an opportunity. You know, it's like you're sitting there not doing something, I hear inventive or creative or exciting with your energy, because all of those options that are actually in front of you don't feel inviting. They don't feel fulfilling. It's where someone's just bored with what's around them. And when there's that big hand coming from the sky saying, okay, you said you were bored. How about you take a sip of this? See if that spices something up in your life. And then they don't even look in the direction to where that offer is, or they refused it altogether. Or it's somebody's thinking there, or thinking and contemplating about an offer that they never took. And then they're in that big old, you know, how come, what if, you'll never know, because they never tried. So if this is upside down, well, these have words. So this is actually, I like that this is a little bit different because it's not the typical message I get with the Four of Cups. Upright, it says it's arrogant wastefulness. It's like, nope, I know better. or no, that's the right decision. You know, it's kind of arrogant that there's only one way to do something, or that, I don't know, something can't be better than what you thought was the best. I don't know what that is. Upside down, it's regretful comparison. Here, somebody was comparing. Somebody could have been looking at all those choices for a very long time and never chose anything. Then it's all just in la la land and not an actual real experience. So if somebody's in regret, I mean, somebody's in regret here. Maybe somebody didn't treat you with respect or treated you like an option when you actually were the only choice. So let's ask about temperance, because that's the major arcana here. Why is temperance here for the collective? Major arcana number 14, which does bring you to a 5, which represents change. Tell us about temperance. I have no idea how buying the largest iPhone they make, I keep running out of room, but it stopped. I deleted some things. Let's continue, because the 9 of Wands came out to clarify temperance. The 9 of Wands is like the wounded healer. You know, look at that person. They're like, they just need a break, man. It's where somebody feels like, I hear, at wit's end, or they can't do it anymore. It's recognizing when, even if something is hard, it is well worth it to get to that finish line. You know, to stand up for something you really believe in. Because I feel like for some reason there's outside energies trying to put weight on you or weight on this person. Maybe there was a waiting energy, but if somebody was drained by negative energies here, maybe it's unplugging and getting to the end. Maybe this is closure that's coming in, saying, not worth it. I'm always out of breath. You know, I never feel plugged in. But if this is somebody who's training now, you know, even if they're a little out of breath, even if something feels like it's adversity and it's hard, you know, just get to the end, because it's worth it. And the strength that you build, or the wisdom that you gained, or that center focus you discovered because of it, is part of that prize, or what is well worth all of that effort. It says withstanding adversity. I feel like whoever this is pretty damn strong. And whether this is you, or who you're connecting to, or who is thinking about you, sometimes it is strong to find that center point amongst a lot of chaos, or many different opinions, or everybody else's emotions. How do you really feel? I feel like there's somebody here that's centering their own energy with that temperance, to know what is their energy and what is outside of them, what they can control and what they cannot. Because if somebody's just in drained defeat, they always just feel defeated, like they're never heard, they're never seen, they're never valued. That would be constantly draining. You know, if somebody's always trying to fill up that cup and there's just a constant hole at the bottom of the glass, it doesn't matter how many times you keep filling something up, it's going to feel like that great opportunity is never getting anywhere. It's never fulfilling. It's like, where is that hole at the bottom of the glass? Why does it keep draining? They said this glass was supposed to be guaranteed. So I am getting that if there can't be a plug in a situation, or you can't find where the hole is, then you need to, I don't know, choose. Where's your 7 of Cups? Choose a new glass altogether. And I feel like for some of you, there is something about being contained, because I just see that teapot. I don't know why I hear put a lid on it. Maybe it's keeping quiet about something. But I feel like there's, I don't know. I see somebody transporting something to a different environment. It's like, put a lid on it, make sure it stays hot. We're going to take this thermos somewhere else and going to enjoy it there. Whatever that is. Maybe somebody's changing to a new partnership, or a new position at their job, or a new town or city, or a new home. So there's something where you're preparing something, keeping it safe, and getting ready to open it up, but later and different than where you were. I hope whatever I just said made some sense. Also, if you have that wounded healer, it could be self-healing, but sometimes you don't really get that true inner wisdom unless you've been through some shit. So, and that's not easy, but it is still, I'm getting it's still a gift. And I see, I see something getting easier. Maybe somebody was too afraid to stand up for something they believed in before. I feel like that is changing. Even if it is just someone speaking their piece or their truth, even if that truth might be raw. Because it could be a raw truth. Sometimes the truth is not easy to hear, but it's always just better to know the truth and empower someone to then decide now that they know the truth. Well, I'm not sure what that is, but let's clarify what was at the bottom of Two of Wands, the decision. Clarify the Two of Wands. Why is this decision or this partnership, this map, this letter, the quill? Here. The King of Swords. So maybe this decision is somebody not just thinking about the plans or talking about the plans, but actually taking some action. Even I'm getting spontaneous because I feel like this person really does want to plan, and sometimes you got to throw your plans out the damn window when circumstances change. So maybe this is somebody who's I don't know, I feel like maybe planning but also spontaneous, maybe logical but also expansive. This is somebody, it's interesting because it has a scale here, almost like this with the Temperance. So maybe this is, maybe it's a Libra. It could also be Aquarius or Gemini. There was somebody who was kind of closed off. Look at his stance before. Or maybe with this, now blocking any of the wrong opinions from entering into his truth or his ideas. I feel like somebody's plans got out of whack because of somebody else's confusion, whatever that is. So ethics over emotion, and upside down it's emotion over ethics. If somebody always wants to do the right thing, but they're not in this authentic energy, is it the right thing? And if there's enlightenment and new information and that tapping into spiritual energy, gut feelings, and inner knowing, sometimes that's not logical. I'm even getting that sometimes it's not logical why you love a certain person, or why you feel a certain way, or why something has changed. How do you always put that into words, you know, when it's the unexplainable? So King of Swords might be somebody wanting to have a conversation, wanting to speak their truth. If it's upside down, it could be somebody that maybe they were overwhelmed with that Temperance, all over the place in their emotions, didn't know how to even talk about it, didn't even know what they were feeling. But I sort of feel like now something is, I don't know, like somebody really does know how they feel now. But maybe it's not the whole plan. Maybe it's just the next step. Maybe that next step, because I feel like it has to do with a conversation. She's grounding that sword to the ground. Also, even though she's a statue, it looks like whatever she is wearing is transparent. So I'm gonna get another one. Let's get an extra message. I want to clarify the King. Why is the King here? Why is the King of Swords here? I feel like the King of Swords keeps coming through in readings lately. So if this is not somebody who is an actual air sign, this is definitely somebody who wants to communicate about their dream come true. Not just think about something or block it off, but fight for what they believe in. Fight for, you definitely somebody missing you or in the energy of nostalgia. You know, there's somebody looking back at those memories. Didn't I say something about an old photograph book or something like that? It's somebody looking at the past nostalgically. Maybe For some of you, it is somebody changing what their current wishes for the future are, or their happily ever after is, if something has changed going through a chapter or a journey or their life. Because, you know, you can think about what you wanted when you were 21. What was your dream come true? Maybe you're 21 now. So maybe think about whenever you're 20 years later, is it going to be the same dream come true? Maybe for some of you, but maybe it's going to be something you never expected. The Ten of Cups is so beautiful. It's being around people that love you for you. It's taking that storybook, you know, scenario or that fairy tale and getting to live it. Getting to be in the experience instead of it just being in la la land. It's lovingly complete. Upside down, emotionally incomplete. It's feeling like something's always missing. And sometimes that emotionally incomplete is because it's not that it's not there, it's just not being looked at or addressed. Maybe somebody's avoiding that part or thinking that, nope, logical land is all there is and emotions do not matter. You know, but it could be somebody that's just relying on their emotions and not being logical at all. Where is that? Balance. I always feel like if the Six of Cups is here, it's somebody that you play with. It can be platonic love, but it's pure love. It's innocence. Like playing and laughing and giggling like children. Sometimes it is reflecting on your childhood or something from way in the past and seeing it through a different spectrum. Sometimes it is actual children, grandchildren. It's kind of a happy vibe, but it's also a soulmate. It's that rare feeling, or sometimes not so rare, but when you meet somebody and you just, at first glance, feel like you know them. Be like, I don't know how, but I kind of feel like we're going to be besties. So it's cherished memories or lost in the past. If somebody was only thinking about their past, you can't redo it. You can't go back there. You can't change the mess ups. You can't even go back to the beautiful moments. So you need to take that energy of getting stuck in the past. Remember that the now is all you have, here and now. And what can you do with the here and now to make right now? Or plan. Where's your planning? Where are you? Today to make your tomorrow or your later on this evening or in the morning an amazing experience. It's those memories that you get to create now, but when you're in the moment, be in it. If you are in a moment and all you can do is think about being somewhere else, then why aren't you there? Or why aren't you taking steps towards that? And maybe if it can't be exactly that, something similar to that energy or how you feel. Because you can't always recreate a perfect moment. But it doesn't mean that you can't have gorgeous, amazing moments that you still get to have. So let's go to, I think I brought it. I did. Let's get you a final message from, no, you know what? I want to look and see what's at the bottom of this one. You have death. So there has to be a necessary ending, whether that's an ending of a thought process, it's that metamorphosis. It's definitely not getting stuck in the past because the past is done. It's looking forward to the light at the end of the tunnel and what you have in the future coming in. It's changing the direction from back there to, yeah, what do I get to do next? But feeling the ground you're on now because that's where you are. So necessary ending. Something was needing to end for a long time. Maybe that I hear that's a final decision. Maybe it's a peaceful ending for some of you. Upside down, it's resistance to ending, resistance to change, resistance to, you know, those plans that you made not working out according to the happily ever after you thought it would be. I feel like, especially with this temperance, there's something better than you ever imagined that wants to come in, but you need to give it the space. So let's get one final message from the messages from the universe. It is getting dark out here. It kind of looks okay on camera, but it's getting dark. And I don't even know exactly how long this reading is because it's all chopped up. Final message. If you are worried you don't have, where's your death? If you are worried that you don't have the strength to move on, think of how much strength you are using to hold on. Wait, if you are worried about if you have the strength to move on, think about how much strength you're using to hold on. Then that's it. Redirect your energy and enjoy your life. So it's up to you to redirect your energy. You don't get to that happily ever after 10 of Cups energy right away. There's a whole book to get up to that happily ever after. And then once you close that story up and put it on the shelf, you be involved in that narrative of the beautiful next part of your you journey that you get to have. And with this, I bid you adieu. I gotta pack up and get back up to my house, say hi to Rose. I love you so much. I hope this reading was helpful. Thank you for giving this reading a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. I love you so much, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.